Today I'm going to talk about what my job as a location scout has taught me about working as a music supervisor. Now, as a location scout, what I do is I help find and secure potential filming locations for movies and TV shows. When I go into somewhere, I make sure that all of the entities, the owner, the tenant, the landlord, the management company, whoever's involved is completely on board with what we'd like to do. Now, a lot of times I only have some of the information or just enough to tell them, hey, this is going to be a really big deal and we want to shoot a movie at your house or your business or whatever. And once everybody's signed off, then I can take some photos and show them to our director. I would never want to show the director photos of somewhere that didn't clear. So, I mean, that's literally the worst thing that could happen. You find, you clear, you show it to the director, he picks it. Music supervisors sort of do something similar. Now, I never worked as one, but a music supervisor helps find, clear, and present options for music that's going to be placed in a TV show or a movie, commercial, game, etc. There's a lot that goes into that because a lot of times it's not just one person that's written, produced, and owns all of a piece of music. So when you're pitching your music to music supervisors, the best thing you can do is make sure they know that you've cleared everything, there are no uncleared samples, you know who owns the rights to everything, you know who owns the songwriting, who owns the publishing, etc. If I were a betting man, I would be willing to say that you never want to show a director a song that doesn't clear either, or an editor a song that doesn't clear either, because if they fall in love with the song and it doesn't clear for whatever reason, it's a problem. So a couple years ago, I haven't really talked about this, but I applied for a music supervisor job at Apple, and this is an example that I used. I basically said, I know how to find, clear, secure filming locations. I've been doing music for a long time. I have an ear for music. I've been playing music my whole life. Let's take a shot. I mean, I've listened to a lot of interviews with people who are music supervisors that didn't go to music school. Their friend or somebody they know looked at them and said, I think you'd be a pretty good music supervisor, and boom, there you go. So, I mean, granted, no, I didn't get the job, but it was cool to be able to sort of relate the two jobs and say, hey, I think I could do this. Here's why. Maybe I will work as a supervisor someday. I'm still doing this sync licensing, pitching to some of these supervisors and, just trying to get my music placed, but it was an idea for an endeavor I had at one point, and I just felt like my job as a scout really related to what music supervisors may do in a similar fashion. Obviously not the same thing. We both have our own complicated things about our jobs, but yeah, it was pretty cool to make that connection and use that in my cover letter. I'm gonna probably spend another episode talking a little bit more specifically about what it is I do as a scout and as assistant location manager, just because I think it's something that not a lot of people know about, but I'll save that for another video. I may do another video on what the job of a music supervisor is as well. I don't really claim to be an expert on this. I just kind of know what every job on a movie does, and because I've been doing it for so long, and I think a lot of jobs are interchangeable. I've worked not just doing locations before. Not claiming to be an expert on what a music supervisor does, but would love to do another video also on just what they do and how they're clearing music and how it could help artists that are pitching their music, because it's kind of a wild, wild west. I get a lot of questions from people. How do you get into sync? How do you do this? And, I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of explain it all and put it out there to help other artists and people that are just genuinely curious about what music supervising and sync licensing and publishing opportunities are out there, and how to maybe do it from at least the most basic standpoint. So stay tuned for more videos like that. If you're into it, drop a comment. If this helped you at all, give this video a like, share it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and we'll see you next time.